Welcome back to the shop. Back to the shop today, guys. Are removable doors a dumb idea for a steel door? I don't know. I'm gonna do it anyway. So like I said, I'm gonna try make removable doors for my Regal here. Reason I want to do that is I can't get in and out of this thing in my enclosed trailer. I look like an idiot at the track. I mean, I'm not a very small guy, so I mean it's tight. So I want to make the door removable so I can get in and out of it and actually load the car myself without needing somebody smaller than me. I usually throw my dad in it, or a buddy of mine, you know, somebody who's taking a little bit better care of themselves over the years. So I'm going to see if I can make some sort of pin mechanism instead of using the standard hinges, and see if I can make a removable door. So let's see what we're working with. Okay. So, whoop, put a dent in the paint there. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to take the door off so I can actually get a view of what's going on in here. But it's got these pins, top and bottom, just like any other door hinge. And so my thinking is basically cutting the bottom one off because we don't need that where we're going. Leaving the top one and then putting a bolt going facing down through this bracket on the door, welding that on, and just have it short enough that she slips on there. And when she closes, it can't come up. And what I'm thinking about doing is making some sort of tab underneath, so that way when it's open a certain distance, it can be removable, but when it closed, it can't come up. Because the last thing I want is to lose my door at 100 mile an hour. So I'm gonna see if I can get the door off, and we'll start there. And then we'll maybe be able to see a little bit more of what we're doing. Okay, so a guy got that door off, and I took off the top hinge. I'm probably going to regret this later because I'm going to have to reline this all up. But I took off the top hinge off the car, and I took the top hinge off of the door. That unit is sitting right here. So I just threw a pin back in it. You can kind of see what's going on. This is the part that was on the car. This is the part that's on the door, and it opens and closes. Like so. So I got to figure out a way to put a pin. What I want to do is just have like a pin about yay long, like an inch or so maybe, welded to this to the door bracket, and then I'm gonna cut. How do I explain this? Yeah. So basically, when you hang the door, you would just go and sit the door on there, and the pin would drop through, and it would, you know, center itself. The bottom, I want to leave. This is going to come off. We're going to get rid of that. But what I want to do is leave some of this. Just ignore this. I'm going to cut most of this off, but I'm going to leave a little bit so that way when this thing is closed, that it acts as a retaining side. So that way, it's hard to explain, but you'll get it when I kind of do it here. But I'm going to cut most of this off. There'll be a little bit left on here that's just going to keep this thing on there so that this thing can't rattle and pop out, so I don't lose my door. That's the plan anyways. So I'm going to keep messing with this, and I'll see if I can come up with something a little bit more solid. Right now it's just theory. I might hack this one up and see how far I get, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then I have to buy new hinges. With a project like this, I can always go back. So I'll start cutting away and see what I can come up with. Okie dokie, did some cutting. So this is what I got so far. I drilled the holes out a little bit bigger to a 7/16 bolt. Again, this is the one from the door, the car, and this is the one on the door. I hacked a lot of stuff off of here. So if you look at the underside, what I'm going after here is when it's closed, which is in this position. Let me see if I can do this with one hand here. When it's closed, this thing will not be able to push up and dehinge. But the minute you open it up just a little bit here, all of a sudden you can slide it up. So that way when the door is all the way shut, this thing is not coming loose. So I shouldn't lose my door at 100 miles an hour. At least that's the plan. So I think this is gonna work. I'm gonna cut this bolt down. Cut this bolt down to, I don't know, like an inch or so. Just enough to have good engagement. And then I am going to weld this nut down onto here. I wish I had a shorter bolt to start with, but this is the only 7/16 bolt I have right now. So I'll have to pick up some more hardware, but I'm gonna cut that down. I'll TIG weld that in, and then we'll see if it works, I guess. I guess I have to do both hinges before I can actually trowel fit it on the car, but this is a start, so I'll weld this up. You know, if you guys are wondering how my day is going, this is the leaf spring from my truck. That was my afternoon. Back to the doors. So I tried fitting this bad boy. Oh, I should let you know, on G-bodies, these upper and lower brackets, they're different. Top one goes on the outside of the car hinge. The bottom goes on the inside of the car hinge. So I have a bolt welded down there, like so, my pin. And I have one up here. So I'm using the top of this one and the bottom of this one. This one sits on top and so does this one. I had this piece left on here to act as a locking mechanism when the door is shut. I'll try getting a good video of that when I get it on the car. I also did the same thing with the bottom. Bottom right here, I left this little tang here because it's doing the same thing. My wife is mowing lawn, so sorry for the noise. So, because I have both of those locking tabs on the car, it's not allowing me to get the door actually on. So I'm gonna cut this guy right off. So this is out of my way, because that's what I'm fighting against. And we'll just use this bottom one as my locking tab, my hold down, if you will. So I'm gonna cut that off and I'm gonna try to fit it here and hopefully it works. This is actually going really, really smooth. This might be a short video. Or until something goes horribly wrong and I need to find new hinges. One or the other. But let's find out which way we're gonna go. Okay, so those are cut, or that one is cut. I left a little bit of a lip here just to keep this plate nice and strong. I mean, I am a little worried about this because this is still a steel door. It is pretty hefty. Like, I didn't design this thing to come off after every pass. I don't need that much of a workout. I probably do, but I don't want to do it. Usually I could build something pretty flimsy for a door hinge if I had fiberglass doors. And one day that might be a thing. But for now, doing the best with what I got, and this is free. Minus all the trouble and anguish. So, I'm gonna see if I can get this guy on. I'll see if I can find a decent camera angle. And yeah, let's see if she fits.
Well, she worked. It's not perfect, but it's a race car, so good from far and far from good, right? Bounces out a little bit. I couldn't quite get her aligned the way I'd like it to. It's a little rambunctious, but it works. The gaps aren't pretty, but I actually had this gap before. It was pretty big, so I'm not too worried. And yes, I did damage a lot of my door, and that will be an ongoing thing. But lucky for me, I have my touch-up paint. So we're just gonna take this Sharpie right here, and we're just gonna color this in. Nobody will have to know but you and me. So I'm gonna color these in. Oh, where's my silver? I need my silver. I had a red one. Don't know where that went. But I'll find it and I'll touch up the door. And no one will have to know. But she works, guys. Pretty awesome. Pretty noisy because it's all hollow, but pretty stoked that it worked. I'll show you the inside here, so you can kind of see what I did here. I don't know if you can really see what's going on down there, but yeah, my pins just sit. You can see the welded nut or welded bolt there just sits on those bottom brackets. Same thing at the top, and then that lip. Put the flashlight down here. See if I can get it in a place where you can still see this top lip here. Once she closes far enough, you won't be able to really see it in there. But once it closes, there's no way that door can come up. So, shouldn't be losing my door. So I'll call that a complete success. All right, guys, that's where I'm going to call this video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I know it hasn't been very adventurous here in the shop lately, but I'm just trying to get some of this little stuff done. But doing these doors was a lot of fun and a lot simpler than I actually anticipated. And it works, and I'm sure this idea would work on a lot of different cars. With the G bodies, it's a little tough because this door has such a big curve in it, and that means there's a lot of door that goes in past the fender, and so it's hard to lift it off. And that's where my alignment issues are kind of coming into play. And that's why I'll be dinging my door up the whole time. I might buy some of that really cheesy trim protection that you can get. It's just like a strip of rubber that sticks onto your door. I might do that, protect it a little bit. But for now, I'll just stick with my Sharpies. But thanks for joining me again, guys. Really appreciate it. Hit the like button if you haven't already. And if you do hit the thumbs down, let me know why. Would love to know. That way I can get better. But no, thanks for joining me, guys. And I'll see you on the next one.